On behalf of TVLesson.com, I'm Dr. Laura Grashow, a licensed child psychologist here in South Florida. Okay, so let's talk about parenting guilt. This is a really common problem I run across in my practice, and it is pervasive. So whether a child is sad or anxious or having difficulty in school, parents inevitably wind up talking about parenting guilt. And in my experience, one of the #1 contributors of parenting guilt is screaming, just yelling at your child. Oftentimes as parents, when we want our children to do something, we wait too long before taking action and we ask way too many times, so we lose our credibility. One mother told me, for example, that she typically asks her son to brush his teeth and go to bed about 15 times a night. And so we talked about how for the first 14 times she asks, he's really not taking her very seriously. We made some very simple changes and things are going much better at home for them. What's happening is she's asking him 2 times and then actually getting up and helping him to the bathroom to brush his teeth and letting him know that if he chooses not to listen, he may very well have a consequence. Waiting and not doing anything builds frustration in us as parents. And what happens typically is that parents just blow up and they start yelling and screaming, and in the process saying all kinds of things that they feel really sad and guilty about afterwards. So if I can give one little nugget to avoid this, I would say take action much quicker. Ask your child to do something 2 or 3 times tops, and then let them know that if they choose not to follow through, you're going to help them and or there's going to be a consequence. But they are going to wind up doing what they had to do in the first place. The second, I think, big contributor to parent guilt has to do with over-punishing. Lots of times parents, also fueled by frustration and anger, get overly ambitious when it comes to punishing. And so they'll say, that's it, you've lost all your toys now for 2 weeks. First of all, this is a really hard punishment to execute. But when it's done in the aftermath, parents also feel really guilty. Finally, I would say the last contributor to guilt is really fear, not anger, but fear on the parent's part that their child is going to hold a grudge. Remember, you're a parent. It's your job to set limits, and it's okay. Your children will love you anyway.